Hello everyone. Today I'm here to do an unboxing for the Wahl Senior Reflections Senior Clipper. I decided to get this one versus some of the competition. We have Andes, Oster, Conair, several other large manufacturers, but I went with this one because of the history that they have. They have been around since, I believe, 1914. The way that or actually, sorry, 1919. So I think that they have pretty much worked out the kinks on this device, and if they've been around this long, they obviously know what they're doing. And as far as the cost seemed to be fairly reasonable. I also like that they didn't have excess blades to it that you had to switch out. Instead, it seems like they used guards more than they did blades, and I thought that that was a better way to do things. So there were a lot of different products from them. They have several different product lines, the Wahl Pro, Sterling, and 5-star, and as I went through to figure out what exactly it is that I wanted, I was overwhelmed with the volume of clippers. So I'd like to share a little bit of what I have learned. It appears to me that basically it's the same clipper all the way across the board, but you're getting different personalities. So long as you're making sure that the blade and the motor are what you're looking for, I think the rest of the stuff falls in line. So for me in particular, I wanted something that was going to last, and also something that was a little bit stylish, as well as having something that was comfortable to hold. So I chose the Sterling Reflections Senior. I've noticed most people are getting or most barbers have just the Senior, but I wanted to make sure that I got something that was a little bit better than the norm. So that's kind of the backstory with this. So what I've purchased is a Wahl 8501 Sterling Reflection Senior Clipper. So I'm going to turn the box around here for you so that it's a little bit more accurate. One of the big things with these are they have different motors that come with it. So you will see here it is marked as V5000. So let me bring this up for you. And then underneath it, it has V9000. And so what I found was that it was very difficult to figure out who was selling what. So I actually contacted the retailer to verify that I was going to get a V9000. There's a lot of different people out there, or companies selling different ones. So you want to be sure when you make your order that you're getting what you're thinking you're going to get. So we'll just go through the box real quick. You can see that it has 0-inch blade, has 8 guards. It also has an adjustment with the V9000 motor. So you can see that they really didn't change their packaging, which makes it extremely confusing. So on the side, we'll go up and you can see the accessories that they have. Let's see if we can get this to focus. There we go. So this is what you're going to receive in the box. So you can see that there are 8 guards, 2 combs, some oil, a brush, and the actual clipper. So coming down, what I didn't like about the description is it really doesn't give you which guards that you get. Obviously it's between 1/16 and 1 inch, but I wasn't really sure which ones those were, which made it kind of confusing. I'll also scroll down for those individuals who are non-English speaking, so you will be able to see those as well. One of the other things that I wanted to show you was the UPC code, in case you wanted to do a search based off of that instead of the model number. And again, the model number on this one is 8501. So the box on this side has no sticker. So when I first received this, I thought that I had gotten the wrong item, but as I turned it over, I discovered that that's all I needed to do. So just kind of going through the rest of the box. You can see that it has the super close cutting blade. See if I can get it to focus. It's not cooperating right now. And it also shows that it has the adjustable lever. And you can also see that it has a limited warranty. So we'll go ahead and start the unboxing and allow you to see what's inside. So my particular box, when I received it, had a crunch in it. Sorry, there's a little glare there. Had a crunch in there. So I don't think that that's going to have any effect on the clippers themselves, but it did have an effect on the box. So there is the device itself. And you can see that there's, well, maybe you can't see, but there are some fingerprints on there, so I'm kind of surprised. This one should have the 2191 blade on it with a 8-foot cord. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. And you will see there are the accessories. So I'll put that off to the side for a second. So here's the reflections, and you can see there is somebody's fingerprint on there. So obviously, if you're going to get these, you should probably expect to have some fingerprint marking on them. They are rather heavy compared to the other clippers that I have, but they do feel nice, and it does have a place so that I can hold it as well as moving up and down. And so you want to take off the guard so you can see the blade. There we go. So that's closed. That is open. And again, this is the 2191 blade. One of the things that you will notice is the side profile of that. That is one of the key factors on this blade versus some of the other blades. You'll see that they have a new one coming out that has a wedge that has a lot more depth on this angle than this one. So here's the clipper. Here's on this side. You'll see that it has a place where you can actually hang it. I'm going to find a different way to hold this. I'll probably get some holders from Hammond clipper holders. So you probably won't be able to read this. It basically just tells you that it's a 120 volt and it's a 12 watt device, and the UL listing for it, and that it's from Wahl. There's also a marking here for M12. I'm not exactly sure what the that's M13, not M12. Not sure what that means, if somebody can tell me. So far it feels good. I do like the way that it feels. I will plug it in here in a second and turn it on. One thing that you want to be careful of is to not turn it on while you have the guard on there. That will shred the guard, and that's not really what you want to be doing with that. So here are the two combs. And so we also have the instruction booklet. It goes through and describes basically what your clippers have going on. So you'll want to take a close look at that and read that very carefully. There are always important things to be noticed in there. I'll take a moment to cut the bag open. And so you'll see you have 2 guards here. You're also going to have your oil and your brush. And then we have the remaining guards. They do have a color-coded set of guards as well that make it easier to know which ones you're actually using. So that might be important to you. I chose not to get those. I wanted to get these first and then see if I liked them, and if I didn't, then I can always go back and get the other set. So I've lined these up in order, a little bit crooked, but in order. And so the sizes that we have are going to be, don't know if you can see this or not. This is the 1/16 or the 1/2 guard. So that's going to be 1.5 millimeters. So technically it actually goes here. Then we have the 1/8 number 1, which is 3 millimeter, which is technically going to go here. Let me put that up there so you can still see that. Then we have the 3/16 or 1.5, and that's going to be 4.5 millimeters. And then we have the number 2, which is 1/4 or 6 millimeters. We have the 3/8 number 3, which is 10 millimeters. Then we have the number 4, which is the 1/2 inch, 13 millimeters. And so if you see what's going on, they're pretty much going by eighths on these things and skipping over a couple of the larger sizes. So number 6 is a 3/4 with 19 millimeter. And then there are also the 1 inch, which is the number 8, and it is 25 millimeter. My understanding is that there are also 2 other blades that are going to be larger than 1 inch, and there's also 2 other blades that you would work on going around someone's ears. So those are not in this collection, but if you go through this is a pretty good collection. You're going to be able to do most haircuts with this, I think. You know, and if you want to get some extras, you can do that. So they have the standard Wahl comb, and it's actually kind of a nice color. It may not be as visible here because of the lighting, but it does seem to be a nice color. And then you have the secondary comb. So this one, it's kind of a rough plastic. You know, for me particularly, I really don't like this because it hurts the skin when you're doing something. But you know, if you have you know, hair that works with that, then you know that's good. I just don't happen to have that advantage. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and let you hear what it sounds like. So it feels really nice, and it has a nice sound to it. The weight distribution seems to be really nice for your hand. I know that there are some complaints that they're a little bit more on the heavy side. There are some other other models in the same category that are a little bit lighter, but you're not going to get the V9000 motor with that. They switch out the motors. So that pretty much covers everything, I believe. Hopefully you have found this to be informational when I was going through this, there was not a lot of information available, and so I wanted to share with everyone what you get when you buy the package. So if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up on that, and if you have any questions, you can of course send me a note.